I saw Smile 2 last night. Let's talk about it. I think if you loved the first Smile, you're gonna love this one. I liked the first Smile. I thought it was okay. And I thought this one was okay. First things first, this movie is over 2 hours long and it feels like it. I feel like they easily could have cut out at least 45 minutes of this movie and it would have made it a lot more digestible. In addition to that, I just think it was so predictable. The moment I heard what the plot of this movie was going to be, I predicted the ending. And I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end and I'll give a spoiler warning. Like at one point, I thought it was going in a different direction and I was like, oh shit, this might actually shock me. But then it went the predictable route, which is very upsetting. There's some CGI in this movie that I think just looks downright silly. I'm disappointed because the opening of this movie, like the first 10 minutes of this movie, is so fucking good. And I literally was watching it and I'm like, oh shit, I think this movie's actually gonna be good. Because to be honest, I went in with low expectations. And if it kept that momentum going, I think this could have been so great, but it didn't. There are definitely still some positives to this movie. I didn't hate it, I did enjoy watching it. Like, Naomi Scott carried this fucking movie, and I think this is honestly one of the best performances in a horror movie that I've seen this year. She fucking killed this role, and she's what kept me invested in this movie. I really loved the camera angles and the camera work that was done in this movie. There were a lot of like really cool inverted shots. There's this one scene where two characters are arguing in a car and like the way that it's just panning back and forth between the both of them like actually made my fucking heart race. Like I had anxiety watching this scene. There is a scene towards the end where Sky Riley, the main character, confronts the demon, and the demon takes the form of this girl with like long black hair that's all in front of her face, and it was giving me Grudge vibes, and to be honest, it made me uneasy, so I will give them that. There's this one moment where the demon takes the form of like multiple dancers and there's this like choreography to it. And I'm still very conflicted about it because watching it, I'm like, I can't tell if I'm scared or if this is fucking hilarious. Like, I can't tell if I think this is freaky or corny as fuck. Overall, the movie was fine. Am I honestly ever going to put this on again and sit down to watch it? No. Because again, it felt like a 2 hour movie. Overall, I give this movie a 5.5 out of 10. I didn't think it was bad. It was entertaining enough. And again, if you really enjoyed the first Smile, I think you'll really enjoy this one. Spoiler warning, if you haven't seen it, go away. So what I meant in the beginning by the moment I knew what the plot of this movie was going to be, I predicted the ending. The moment that I heard this movie was about a pop star, in my head, I was like, that's perfect for a Smile movie because she's going to kill herself at a concert and infect everybody. And at one point when she's in the freezer at that end scene and she like stabs herself in the neck, I was like, oh shit, this movie's actually going to surprise me. It's going in a different direction. And then they just undid all that and had some like shitty CGI fucking demon attack her on the stage. And like, what? That was just so silly to me, that whole part, and like I was just so disappointed that they went with the predictable ending. Though I understand why they did because now it leaves it open for a lot more sequels.